what is happening in the world of basketball. And with Hoop Scoop, Cotlar is here, so we need to talk a little collegiate basketball.
We can do that. I can show you a picture that'll get things started here.
All right, and that picture, holy buckets.
Wow. Holy buckets. It's the Hawkeyes on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You know, as I saw this and I pulled out my copy, I was thinking, Iowa has had two teams this year, their football team and their basketball team, which were the biggest surprises in their particular sports.
How about that?
Think about that. The Hawkeye football team was expected not to do anything that they did, and now you got the basketball team, which was up to number 3 in the polls. They're down now. They dropped a game at Maryland, that's no big whoop.
Right.
To be honest.
Yeah, and they were talking a couple days ago about the pairings. They're already talking, obviously, about the brackets coming up, and Iowa, one of the favorites.
Well, they're one of the favorites, and the interesting thing is, we have the bracket, we have the regional at Wells Fargo Arena. They'd like to get the Hawkeyes here. Maybe the Hawkeyes and get Kansas here. I mean, it's already sold out, but still, you'd like to get them here. Iowa State hosts, so they can't. They can't put Iowa State in Des Moines. But they can put Iowa there. So the Hawkeyes in a row. Jared Uthoff is being considered a possible
Naismith?
Wouldn't watch.
Or wouldn't watch. And then also you got George Niang is also on that list too. They list 5 players, and 2 of them are from the state of Iowa. Wow,
so how about that?
Very impressive.
But Uthoff is playing great ball. And the one thing they're doing, I was talking to Bobby Hansen on my radio show last night, and one thing he said is what they're doing right now is, first of all, they have a great chemistry. They share the ball extremely well. They have like 19 assists, 20 assists per game, which leads to better shooting. And they just all get along so well. And it's just a great chemistry.
They're playing like a team.
They're playing like a team. And they've had upset wins, obviously. The Michigan State wins. They've beaten Purdue a couple of times. But when they play teams like the last week, like Northwestern or Penn State, they take care of business. They don't mess around. You don't leave them in the ballgame so they think they can come back. So they're just playing great ball. They've got to go to Illinois on Sunday. It's a game they should win, but you don't want to.
But again, you can't take anything for granted.
No, you can't take anything for granted at this point. You got to keep peaking because it's still barely February.
Right.
You got another month, so you got to keep peaking. Then after that, they have to play at Indiana. And Indiana only has, I think they have 1 or 2 losses in the conference, but they're right there with the Hawkeyes.
But they're always
big
dangerous, it seems, yeah.
They are. Well, they're up and down. I mean, they've had years they're really good and years they're not so good. But so big games for the Hawks. Every game's a big game.
So that's what Iowa's doing. What about the folks right down the road?
Well, Cologne's got to figure out a way how to stop blowing leads.
How to finish the deal.
Yeah, exactly right. Texas A&M, they're up in that ball game, and then Texas A&M finishes out with a run. Now, Texas A&M is good. They're at number 5 in the country. So, as you can see there at the time when they played. But, at the end of the game, Iowa State couldn't get stops. I mean, that's the key. You got to find a way. They lost that ball game, and then they come back the other night, and they're playing West Virginia, and they're up 15 early, 23-8. But they let West Virginia right back in the game. And it was 37-33 at halftime. West Virginia had an 8-0 run during the second half to go up 56-50. Iowa State came back. But then in the end, again, they didn't get enough stops.
I feel like they have a common thread here where they have to learn how to win outside of Hilton Coliseum.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but they lost the other night at Hilton Coliseum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, West Virginia, that game was at Hilton Coliseum.
Right.
Their problem is kind of different from what they're used to. We're used to them getting way behind and then coming back to win.
Right.
Now they're getting ahead, and they can't hold leads.
They can't hang on to it, yeah.
Which means you got to get tougher. I mean, that's the one thing. And George Niang said that after he played with an injury the other night, had 20 points, but you got to get tougher. That's the thing, guys. You've got to get tougher. You got to seal the deal.
You got to figure out how to drive the nail in the coffin.
That's exactly right. Now, coming up for them, just looking to see, they've got Oklahoma State coming up tomorrow. Oklahoma State's not very good, 2-7 in the conference, 11-11 overall. So again, but it's on the road.
But you see, you don't put it past anybody.
No,
especially with the way the team is playing. They could be.
That's right.
They could look like the best team in the country, and other times not.
But you remember they peaked later in the season last year.
Well, hopefully they'll get back into that trend again.
Yeah, hopefully so.
All right.
Then Drake, first of all, did you see monkeys flying around on Saturday?
A little bit.
Those were the ones that jumped off our backs.
Because they were hanging on for their life.
9 straight losses. That's not fun.
Right.
Trust me, that's not fun. Young team, but you don't want to use that excuse. I mean, but they finally beat Bradley. Now Bradley's younger than they are.
Wow. How much time was left in the game when you, in the back of your head, you said, something? We might pull this thing
in the final minute. I knew.
Oh yeah.
I would always wait till about the final minute.
All right.
But Bradley has 10 freshmen and 1 sophomore. Talk about young.
There you go.
But you know what? A win is a win is a win. You don't care who you beat. Then went on the road to Indiana State and played tough, but again couldn't finish the deal and lost by 7. So now they come home and play a Northern Iowa team, which, of course,
Northern Iowa.
Well, they've been struggling too. They've had a tough time, but guess what? Drake gets to play them after they've had 2 impressive wins. Great. That's just what we needed.
That's all you need.
Of course.
And you're going to have to watch it in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, it's going to be at the Knapp Center.
Right.
And that's going to be a 1 o'clock game tomorrow. It's a whiteout.
So wear your white.
You guys wear your white. Panther fans probably won't wear their white.
No.
They'll probably wear purple.
Yeah, perfect. All right, so people want to go to the game. What time does the game start?
1 o'clock.
And what time will your coverage start? On
12:30.
12:30.
We'll go on the air at 12:30, myself and Paul Dorfeld.
On what channel?
On 1350 ESPN.
There you go.
I think that's where I do all my business.
Perfect. All right, Cotlar and Company. Again, yes, it is back in case you have not heard it on Thursday evenings from 6 until 7. Always jam-packed full of guests and local entertainment. It's a great time each and every week.
We had Bob Hansen yesterday. We had Billy Cundiff yesterday. We had Dallas Clark yesterday.
Impressive lineup, I'll tell you that.
And Joe Brannon.
Perfect.
Who was down here on Wednesday.
All right.
All right.
All
man, good job, man.
Thanks,
Have
guys.
a good weekend, man.
You too.